Hi guys, we are back. I haven't recorded for a little while, so I thought I'll just do a recording to just update you on what's happening. Now, as you can see, we really overcome the problem we had with food. Over time, we built up our seeds and we planted more barley and more wheat, so that's pretty good. So we're doing really well. Now, one of the things that I didn't have, and I really wanted to get into Tinker's Construct, I didn't have any clay at all. So what I wanted to do is make a smeltery, and so I had to actually go and go to one of the other floating islands and find some clay. So I had a bit of a hunt around, and I'll just show you where I went before. So so Kurt built us a kind of a bridge to one of the other islands, and I'll just show you where that went. So just over there, you can see the bridge over there. It goes from the sand over there over to that island. Now that's a fairly big island over there. So I went and explored the island over there, and I after a while I found clay. And on this type of map generation, the clay is generated in large chunks, and you can easily find a good amount of clay. So I went there and I found some clay. Another problem that I had, and I still have that problem, is not getting any lava. So you get these lava source blocks, and they kind of flow out from the sides of the island, so you can see kind of lava coming down from some islands, and it's quite tricky and dangerous to go and collect the lava. So I was only able to get 2 buckets of lava, which is a real problem because it's just not enough to do anything with. You need much more than 2 buckets to do things. For the Tinker's Construct, you need quite a bit of lava to run the smeltery, and you need lava for all sorts of other purposes. So I'll just go inside and I'll just show you the smeltery that I've built, and then I'll tell you what other plans I have to get more lava. So here we are. Okay, so here's the smeltery that I've built. So for the smeltery, of course, you need to make grout, and for the grout you need sand and clay and gravel. And the sand and gravel was easy, but the clay was quite a problem. So I built the smeltery, and I have all my Tinker's Construct stuff here. But now, of course, I'm going to need to put lava in here. And I only found these 2 buckets of lava at the on the other island. It was quite hard to go to it because you have to kind of dig out on the sides of the mountain to get to the source blocks to find it. Like, I was really looking for a little lava lake or somewhere where I can get lava. The biggest problem now, of course, is that I don't have enough lava really to make the 10 blocks of obsidian that I need to build a nether portal, because that's another way to get lava, is to build a nether portal and then go to the nether, and at least then we can get heaps of lava. But now we don't even have enough obsidian. So I had a really long hard think about it. I remember there was an old Minecraft trick from back at 2011 where it's possible to actually make obsidian by using redstone. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to use my precious redstone, and I'm going to make 12 blocks of obsidian, because I also need a bit of obsidian in the smeltery to make parts that I need for a good pickaxe. Now there's a trick to this because you don't want to use up your lava. So I've kind of set this up, and I was thinking about how I'm going to do it, and basically it works like this. You put a bucket of water down, Okay, so you get your flowing water there, and then you need to kind of dig out the blocks next to it, so the water will flow into these blocks here, and then you need to dig out there so the water don't flow any further, it just drops down there. Right, and then when you then go and dig out these bits here, the water don't actually flow into these areas. Right, and then what you do is you put down your redstone like this, and then you need to kind of make a bit of a area here where the lava will run. So you kind of make sure that the lava don't actually run into your base, and this is how we do it. So now if I put now I don't want to lose my lava because it's very difficult to find lava on this map. So I'm gonna put my lava source block there. Now have a look at this. As the lava drops down on the redstone, it actually turns to obsidian, but you don't lose your lava source block. So if I pick up my lava again here, then I get this, which is obsidian, but I still have my original lava. So I think this is a pretty cool way to make obsidian if you don't have much lava at all. A redstone is really precious as well on this map because I don't have much redstone, but we were able to get more redstone than lava. And if I make enough lava, if I make enough obsidian, we can actually make a nether portal, and then we can go to the nether, and then we should have plenty of lava. So that's a pretty cool way to do it. Thank you for watching this segment. I'll continue from here to the next segment where I'm going to look at how I make a nice pickaxe, a nice steel pickaxe. Now, one thing I forgot to do or to mention is that I can't actually mine this obsidian with the tools that I have at the moment because I only have iron tools or iron pickaxe, and I really need either a diamond pickaxe or a steel pickaxe from Tinker's Construct. So I really need to make steel first before I can do that. So I'll get right into that and do that. Before I make the steel pickaxe, I just want to make an announcement. Now we've talked about this a bit before we decided to do it, and I discussed it with Kurt on the first hardcore server, because our players died, and because it's a hardcore server, you only have one life. It happened really quickly that we didn't have any more players left, and it became awfully lonely for somebody like me on some of the recordings, especially today. For instance, Kurt, I think, is overseas at the moment, so he can't join us. So what I suggested to Kurt is that we switch the hardcore off this server completely, so we don't have a hardcore server anymore. But he really liked the idea of hardcore, so we came to a compromise, and we decided that if you do die on the server, you can't play for that day, and PrivateSecurity will then unban us, so we can play the next day. So only the next day we get our life back. So I want to welcome back Yellow Pixie. So I'm glad Yellow Pixie can join me today.
Hello.
Hi. And then at least I'm not all alone, which is really sucked on the first hardcore server. So the new rules is that if you die, you can't come back the same day. PrivateSecurity will unban you from the hardcore server the next day, and you can kind of come back the next day. But there is quite a bit of a penalty because you lose all your research. I think on Thaumcraft you lose all your research, and on RS Magica you lose all your research, so you have to start again. So there is quite a bit of a penalty to die still, and of course if you fall in the void, you lose all your stuff. So that's pretty bad. Right, so what I gotta do is I gotta fire up this smeltery, because I need to make a iron pickaxe. not an iron pickaxe, I need to make a steel pickaxe before I can actually get this to work. So I'll grab one of my precious buckets of lava and I'll fill it up. Right, so now I will have a little bit of lava in here to fire up this. And I have 850 millibuckets of lava, which isn't a lot of lava, but it will at least enable me to make a steel pickaxe. So for a steel pickaxe, thanks to Railcraft, we can make a steel pickaxe by combining coal and iron. So I must have some iron somewhere, so I'll just go and get some iron first, and I have a bit of coal, so I can make a bit of steel. Right, so I've also sorted out these chests, as you can see. So we now have the chest sorted in a few groups, so that's not too bad if we need to do stuff. So I think for making the steel pickaxe, I wonder what the cost is for each of these items. I can probably quickly have a look at what's the cost of the different items. Because with this, you first have to make the different bits of have to make different parts of this, and you need to cost of each of these units. So for a tool binding, the cost is half an ingot, so that's not too expensive. For the pickaxe head, the cost is 1, and the tool rod is a half. So I can actually get away with 2 ingots of steel to do this, to do all of this. So I'm going to be really very careful with my resources, and I'm going to make 2. Now, one of the things that I need to do before I can actually make these pickaxes, I need to actually make the molds, and for the molds I need a specific type of material. It's going to be I'll just go and check this, and I'll be back soon. Okay, so I've figured out what I have to do. I need to make aluminium brass first, and for aluminium brass I need 3 aluminium and 2 copper. No, 3 aluminium and 1 copper. So I'm just gonna see how I can do that. You're right?
Yep.
Okay. Those things can be quite dangerous. Okay, so I have copper dust, and then I have aluminium. Now I know with the aluminium, if you have the ore, that actually counts for 2. So I can probably make a little bit more aluminium, a little bit more aluminium brass.
Also, these aluminium berries, don't they count for like 1?
Yeah, that's
One.
right. They
If you
count.
have 9 of them, then you can make an ingot.
So 9 aluminium ore berries will count for 1 ingot. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay. So I can actually use, instead
Farm
of
aluminium.
yeah, that's right. Instead of using the aluminium ore, I can use the berries. Now with the berries, if I use the berries, 9 berries will be like 1 ingot. Is that right? Okay. So I actually have enough for 3 ingots if I smelt it up. Now I'm thinking, instead of putting it in the smelter, I can probably just smelt it first in a normal in a normal furnace, just to save my my lava, because I don't know what all of these aluminium ore berries is going to do with the lava I have in my smeltery. So I'll just go and smelt them first in a normal furnace, to get the nuggets, the aluminium nuggets, I think. So I'll go and try that first. Okay, I see you smelting some iron ingots here. Okay. I'll just go upstairs and use that furnace. Okay, I'll just be back once this is all smelted. Okay, so I have the 27 aluminium nuggets, so I can now use this to make the aluminium ingots. Okay, so I have 3 aluminium ingots, and I need to go and get some copper. That's a copper ingot there, and then I'm going to throw that into the smeltery. It's always nice how these things render in the smeltery itself. So what I want to make is aluminium brass. Now the reason I need to make aluminium brass is to make the actual molds. I need to pour the steel in once I've smelted the steel. Right, so while I'm waiting for this to smelt, and it's not going too slow, so it's not too bad, I actually need to make the the items that I want to make the molds for in cobble. So I'll just use cobble, throw a piece of cobble in there, and then I can make a stone pickaxe, and I can do the same with the binding, with the tool button. Gives me a tool rod. I can throw that back in there again, and I can make the tool binding. Okay, and that gives me all the bits I need to make the molds with. Right, so that's smelted. The aluminium smelted faster apparently than the copper. So once the copper has smelted, that will then mix, and we will get our aluminium brass. So there we go, we got our aluminium brass. Now I need to put the pickaxe head in there, and then I need to pour to get the mold. Right, so for some reason I seem to have had a glitch. I have 3 ingots worth of aluminium brass. I have the stone pickaxe head. So I'll just try it again. Maybe I was too quick in removing that. I probably need to wait for it to set. I think it's set now. I'll try again. Yep, there we go. Oh, I've just taken it out too quickly, and that was the problem. I'll just put the stone rod down as well, and make my stone rod. So I'm just waiting for that. Is that set already? Yep, it is. Okay, so now I have a tool rod cast, and now I just need to do the binding. Because if I look at it now, I think it says that I have 2 ingots worth in there. So I've used 1 ingot, and I must have used half an ingot for the one stone binding for the stone tool rod. Okay, so I'll just put the binding in as well. Okay, so now I have 1 ingot left. Now the thing is, I do need to pour it out one way or another, but I can't really pour it out because I don't have a cast for an ingot. But what I can do is I can go and get an ingot, and I can just as well make a ingot cast now, because that's one of the things you need anyway, is an ingot cast. So I'll just use a normal ingot. We can use any ingot and put that down, and then I can pour out the last bits of what I need. I'll rather pick up I'd rather throw these away because I really won't be making any stone tools. So now I have all my casts. Right, so I can just put my casts away for now, and now I can go ahead and make my steel. Now I probably only want to make 2 steel ingots. Now to do that, I will use my crafting table. I have that special crafting station there, and I'm going to use Railcraft. The Railcraft mod will make steel. So you can see this is steel dust. Oh no, it's not Railcraft. It's actually a Calgalvia core, which is another mod. But never mind. This gives me steel dust, and I can cook up the steel dust, and that will actually give me steel ingots. And then I can use the steel ingots inside of I can smelt it, and then I can make a steel pickaxe for me. Now the steel pickaxe will then be able to mine the obsidian that I've made earlier using the redstone. Right, so that's 2 steel ingots, and I'll throw that into my smeltery, and then I'm going to wait for that to smelt. So the first thing I want to make, of course, is a pickaxe head. So we'll just wait for that to smelt. Right, so now the steel is smelted. So the first thing I want to make is the pickaxe head. Right, so we'll put that down and we'll pour the steel. So we'll just wait for that to set, so we can see now that it's set. So that gives me the pickaxe head, and I can then do the rest of the pickaxe. So I'll just do the tool rod next. Now you can see when I look at this, it says material cost half, so that should use half an ingot. So I'll just pull the steel out, and that gives me the steel tool rod. And finally, the tool binding. Now you can use tool bindings, all sorts of different tool bindings, but I don't really have much materials to work with at the moment. And it says that there's 4 nuggets worth of molted steel, or 8 millibuckets, and that should be enough to make the binding. Right, so now I have my binding. So if I now go back to my tool station, I can then make my pickaxe. So I use the steel pickaxe head, steel tool rod, and the steel binding, and that gives me a pickaxe 2 in reinforce. So I can just call it BlackValk's steel pickaxe. kind of difficult to see where you are with this. Okay, BlackValk steel pickaxe, here we go. And now I have a really nice pickaxe. Now I can repair it by just using steel ingots. So I can go and mine that obsidian. Still takes a little while to mine it. I don't know if it's faster or slower than a diamond pickaxe, but on a map like this where resources are so scarce, it becomes really important to get something like this that you can kind of make from resources that's not that scarce. Now if I were to use one of these obsidian blocks and I smelted that, I think I get 2 obsidian ingots from that, and I can actually make more. I can actually use it in a tool binding, which gives me a higher reinforcement, because at the moment I have reinforced 2, which is what you get on a steel pickaxe when you use up steel binding. But if I use obsidian, I can actually get a reinforced 3. So I'll just go ahead and make myself more obsidian, and I want to make sure I get 12 obsidian, so I have some extra obsidian for the smelter, and I have the 10 obsidian I need to go to the nether. So I'll come back once I'm ready to build the nether portal. Right, now that I have my 10 blocks of obsidian, I decided to build the nether portal in this area here. So I'll just put down the blocks for the nether portal. There we go, and that's all we need to make a nether portal, just those 10 blocks, and I'll save the other obsidian for making Tinker's construct stuff. So if I want to go into the nether, I really don't want to go with wood armor. There's just something wrong about going into the nether using wood armor. So what I want to do is, since I have a bit of coal and I have a bit of iron, I'd rather make myself some steel armor. Now there is still some coal left, so if I take a stack and a half of coal, it's not too bad, and the steel armor should last me a while. So for the so I have 7 iron ingots, and if I take another 17 of iron, I don't have enough iron to make any. I was under the impression this is iron dust, but it's actually not. This is tin dust, so I don't really have much iron. I just have this iron here, so I will have to actually go into the nether with my wood armor. There's no other way to do it. Even in my chest here, I just have this. I thought I had more iron dust. Now I'll probably need to mine more iron before I can get more iron dust. So what I'd probably do is just dash into the nether quickly and see if I can grab a few buckets of lava, and I'll just see how safe it is. Hopefully it's not too dangerous. Okay, so I have my bow and I have 10 arrows, and I have flint and steel, have a bit of cobblestone. and can go and have a look what goes on in the nether. And I put this little fence up because I hate it when zombie pigmen walk around to my base. Okay, so here we go, the scary nether. Always a bit scary in hardcore to go into the nether, but here we go. Hope it's a good spawn and not above some sort of a lava lake in a crazy spot somewhere that's really dangerous. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. This is insane. What? What? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. This is the worst spawn for a nether portal in the world. I can't believe it. This is not fair. I hope my shift button works. You know what I'm gonna have to do here is I'm gonna have to do something where I set up a pump and I pump the lava and I do all of that stuff. It's gonna be really easy for guys to shoot us off this, and all of those kind of valuable ores. Look at that! Look at that! That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. That gas is gonna be a really dangerous gas because there's nowhere to run. I mean, it's so easy to get shot off this, even if you keep the shift down.